Hi crafters, welcome back to my channel, Choose Joy with Carmen. And in today's video, I am going to be doing something different than I normally do, but I just want to give you a little background. So in 2022, on my channel, I was doing what I called Mo Joy Mondays, where each Monday I would come on and I would create a card and I would basically do the whole card tutorial on how I created that card. And then in 2023, I started getting more involved with Crafty Owl and the Sheet Load collaboration team, and then eventually joined her Oh So Inspired collaboration team, and then found Craft Roulette and started doing process videos and creating cards for that each week. And so needless to say, I ran out of time and didn't have time to do like a weekly card with a tutorial. But in 2024, I'm really missing that. And so I am hoping that I can at least, I'm not so sure that I can promise a weekly thing, just because I'm still part of Crafty Owl's collaboration teams, and I'm still doing Craft Roulette. Now, once I hit the 100 mark for Craft Roulette, I may slow down on that a little, which would then allow me to do more different things on my channel. So hopefully you'll see more tutorials in 2024. I guess we can both just pray about that and hope that that's going to be a way that God will lead me this year. So with that being said, I had said in the video that I did for this month's Sheetload of Cards that I was going to create a different card where I could show you exactly how I did this bee. Now I changed it up a little, just a little, but I'll show you that on my new card. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be using the same products that I did on my sheet load and creating a whole different card, but focusing on how I did my bee ephemera there. So, and I'm going to be using the same products. So what I'm going to do is just move this stuff aside so that we can get started. And basically what will happen too is you'll find all the dimensions for the card that I'm going to create today on my blog. That's another area where I kind of slacked off once I stopped doing the Mo Joy Mondays, because I like to provide the dimensions and all that on my blog post, but I didn't know how to do that since the collaboration teams that I'm on with Crafty Owl, those are her designs. And so I decided, you know, if I want to make my own designs and share my measurements and stuff, then I feel like I can do that as long as I've created the card myself and designed it myself. So after after I get this video done and stuff, it'll all be posted on my blog with the dimensions and the supplies that I used, and it'll also have a link to this video so you can go back and look at it once you got all your pieces cut. So, alrighty, so let me go ahead and get this stuff all moved off my desk so that we can get started with the card. Okay, so first thing that I want to do is stamp all my images out. And then we will use the punch to punch them out, or fussy cut them out in the case with the flower. Now, what I am so sad to say that, you know, when Stampin' Up! Got rid of their Stamparatus, that was a sad day for me, because I love the fact that I can set everything up one time and use it however I want. So, for example, we're going to work on the stripes on the bee's body and the smiley face first, And then when I'm done with that, then I just lift this up, turn it around, put it back in, and then I can work on the flower part. And then when I'm done with that, I can take this out and bring in this other panel here and slide it in, and then I can work on the wings. And then when I'm done with that, again, I just take this out, turn it around, and then I have the antennas here that I can work on. So this is what I really loved about the Stamparatus, is I could get it all set up and then just go to town. And then, like, if I wanted to, like, say, let's just say I had a word like thank you here, and I didn't want to have to keep moving it, I could just move my plate down one, and then it would stamp the word thank you in a different location. And I could keep moving that down until I got across my whole thing. I loved this thing, and I'm really sad that it went away. However, I went out on a Facebook page the other day where they sell Stampin' Up! Stuff, and I noticed that people are selling them, and I have, I think, 3 extra Stamparatuses, and I noticed that they're selling them for like $100, and I guess it's because the demand is there, and because you can't get it anymore, and people really want them now that they can't get them. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna probably sell mine on that Facebook page, because I just invested in a Brothers Scan and Cut machine, and if I could sell my extra Stamparatuses, then that'll help pay for my new my Brothers Scan and Cut machine. So I'm thinking I'm going to be doing that one of these days here soon. But for right now, let's go ahead and focus on the card. So I am not going to use the magnets, because I'm just going to make sure that my paper and everything is nice and snug in that corner there. And the reason why I like to use this is because whenever I have dark, solid lines, I never seem to get it inked up enough the first time. So I thought, might as well just use that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through this process of stamping and inking, changing out the papers and getting all my images stamped. And I won't talk through it. I'll just kind of fast forward my video so that you can see what I'm doing, but not necessarily, I don't need to explain it because I've kind of already done that. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Okay, so we got all our stamping done. So let me move the Stamparatus aside. And if you notice, I kind of cleaned in between so that I didn't get, ink on other things that I didn't want it to get on. And I don't know if you noticed that when I did the when I did this one, I almost stamped it I forgot to almost turn it around. So I caught myself on that. And then I noticed that when I stamped this, that I got some ink on, I think, the bracket that, snaps in. So that's why it did that. But we're going to fussy cut this out because I don't have a punch for it or a die. And then the rest of these pieces, I'm going to go ahead and use the punch for, and then we'll have all our pieces cut out and fussy cut. So basically the reason why this one was upside down is because I set it up that way so that when I put it in the punch, that I would be able to line it up perfectly. And the same goes with this as well. And then when I bring it in from this side, then I can punch that. Now, I'll show you on my other card that I did the antennas on my sheet load cards. I stamped it directly. Let me pull that card in so that you can see. I didn't punch out the antennas on that one. I just stamped it on that circle behind there. But I'm going to go ahead and punch it out because I think it's going to turn out really cute. Because it, it looks like a little heart. So, I'm going to go ahead and get all those punched out, get this fussy cut out, and then come back because I don't want to bore you with that. And then we'll come back and continue on to finish up the card. Okay, I am back with everything fussy cut out and punched out. And this is why I am so glad that I got a Brother scan and cut machine, because I know this was easy to fussy cut out, but the thing is when you're doing, like for the sheet load, when I was making 9 cards and I had to fussy cut 9 of these out, or let's say I wanted to make a bunch of cards, you know, for an occasion. I don't want to fussy cut this image out several times. So that's why I decided to invest in a Brother scan and cut machine, and I am looking forward to learning how to use it. And then as far as these other pieces go, well, I could easily use the images in the stamp set, like this one to color my bee and this one to color my wings. But I wanted a look more subtle and not, you know, uneven, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I'm choosing to use my daubers. Some of these daubers are a little ragged, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it. I guess after a while they start to dry out and crumble. But I'm going to work with it today. So I'm taking my dauber and I'm just going to go ahead and lightly do some blending on my pieces and giving it a little bit of color. And then what I like about it, once I've gotten the color of the body the way I like it, then I can go ahead and add a little more dimension around the outside by taking the dauber and sponging darker around the edges. So that's what I'm going to do with all my pieces, and except the flower because I don't need to. So it's just a matter of getting the color on there the way you want it. And then what I do is, like I said, I go darker around the edges to give it that extra little dimension. And I really like this look. Like I said, I could have used the stamps to color my images, but like that one doesn't color the tail end of this, or this stinger, I don't know what that is at the end of the bee, but it doesn't color that in because it only does the oval part. And like the other one for the wings, well, it doesn't color the whole thing in, so then what happens is you're going to have some white. And I guess maybe that's the thing. I didn't want any white showing on my pieces. So once I've got it kind of where I like it, hopefully that is visible to you, then I'm going to go ahead and switch and do my, so that one was sponged in the Daffodil Delight, and then now I'm going to sponge my wings in Petal Pink, and then I'm just going to do just a little bit of the pull party on my antennas, just so that they can stand out a little bit different from the white background that I will have on there. Plus I'm going to sponge around my, so like on the card here, see, because I stamped the antennas on this card, and now I'm going to go ahead and now I have it punched out, I still want a little bit of that pool party in that area. And then, oh, I didn't show you this part. So then I brought in my Petal Pink marker. And what I'm going to do is just do some dots, several little dots in different areas around his cheek area, just to give it that cute little, I don't know if you could see that cute little rosy cheeks. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up doing my sponging, and then I'll be back and we can continue on with the card. Okay, so now I didn't really do a whole lot of sponging around the edges on the wings because I'm going to be adding some Wink of Stella on them, and I didn't really need that to be a little extra darker around the edges, and I also didn't do that for the antennas. I just added a little bit of that pool party. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to show you. It's very light. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the wings on and the antenna on, and I'm not going to do that here. I'll just show you what it looks like when it's completed. So there you go. There's the bee all done. Well, not all done, because we're going to still add some embellishments and Wink of Stella. But that takes care of that. And then now I'm going to work on the card base. So I have my card base of Daffodil Delight, and then a mat of Basic Black. And then I'm going to do another mat of Daffodil Delight. And then I have created these 3 blocks that I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know how I'll lay it out here, probably something like this. Once I get them all glued and together. And then I have a couple panels on this side in different sizes with some more of that designer paper in different designs. So all the dimensions, like I mentioned earlier, are going to be on my blog site, and I will make sure to have all the dimensions that I've used on the card. Now, when you go to create your cards, you can pick whatever designs you want as far as the designer paper is concerned, and colors if you don't like the colors that I'm using. But I'm going to go ahead and put all this together off camera, and then come back with the rest of the pieces that we need to finish off this card. Okay, so I have all that glued down, and then what I did was I went ahead and stamped "You're as Sweet as Honey" for the inside of the card. And then what I'm going to do now is also highlight "Sweet and Honey" with my Daffodil Delight Light Stampin' Blend, because I like to highlight that. So what I do is I stamp this in the Tuxedo Memento Black so that it doesn't smear. And then I'm just quickly going to just take a swift over those words with my Stampin' Blend so I can highlight "Sweet and Honey." And then I also die cut the circle from the Deckled Circles, and I used this size here, which is the 3rd one in from the smallest, and I went ahead and sponged around the edge of that also with the what color was that? Pool Party? Yes. And then I took a piece of Basic Black and I punched it out with my 2-inch circle punch. And then I'm going to be building that together, and then I'll have to add the flower to the bottom here, and then lastly I'll come back with the embellishments that I want to do. But in order to get ready for the embellishments, and also for the inside, I have these 3 strips of paper, and I just need to decide which one I want to put at the bottom, which I will do. But let's get our embellishments ready. So since I didn't have any black or Daffodil Delight embellishments that I wanted to use. I'm going to go ahead and color some pearls and some of the rhinestones. I'm going to do a bigger rhinestone because I want that for the middle of my flower, and I'm using my Stampin' Blend, and basically all I do is color one of those rhinestones to give it the color that I want. And you could use the darker one if you want of the Stampin' Blends. I just had this one handy. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but it is yellow in when I'm looking at it. And then on my pearls, I'm going to color two of them in black for my antennas. And I think that'll be really cute. So, and what I like about doing it with the Stampin' Blends is then it dries quickly. So there are my two antennas. So now what I'm going to do is put the whole card together, and I'm going to go ahead and add some Wink of Stella to the wings. And then what I'll probably do, let's see how I did the other card. So I put it all together and then I popped it up on the card. So let's get all that taken care of. Then I will come back and show you the finale. Okay, I am back, and here is this little guy put all together. I have the Wink of Stella on the wings and my little colored black pearls, and then the little rhinestone colored. And I did bring in the dark Daffodil Delight and dark black Stampin' Blends to give it, because the light one just wasn't dark enough for me on both the rhinestone and the pearls. So I did that. And then if you noticed, I have some little feet. I just drew them in with my marker, just my regular marker. I just took and drew some little lines there, as you can see right there. Let's see, right there. And I did 4 of them so that it looks like he's holding the flower. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and I added some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. And now we'll go ahead and just put it on our card. And I think I'm going to do it kind of in this intersection right here, in this corner here. And I'll just put that somewhere really cute there. And there we go. And then on the inside, I added the bottom with the honey pots. And it says, "You're as sweet as honey." So there we go. There is another card using that, those Be My Valentine and Be Mine designer paper. Just love this paper. Love this suite. So if you're interested in purchasing it, I have a link to my store in my description box below. And also below, I have a link to the blog post that has all the dimensions and the products that I use. So if there are other products that you want to purchase, you can do that as well. Okay, well, there we go. I think it's so cute. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you know what I would love. A thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. Okay, well, hope you decide to give this a try. And until my next video, remember, choose joy, and may God bless you all. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye.